Hey, what's up, football fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some absolutely wild NFL news that has the whole league buzzing, especially Cowboys fans. It's about Maxx Crosby, the dynamic edge rusher who has been lighting it up for the Las Vegas Raiders. If you've been following the off-season chatter, you know Max's name has been floating around as a potential target for the Dallas Cowboys, a franchise desperate to revamp its pass rush and get back to dominating the NFC East. But what makes this news really explosive are the recent comments Maxx himself made about the possibility of signing with the Cowboys. And trust me, you won't believe what he said. This is one of those moments where a player's words send shockwaves through the league, and we're here to break it all down for you, piece by piece. Now, before we get into the juicy part, let's talk about who Maxx Crosby really is, because if you're not fully aware of how dominant this guy is, you're missing out on understanding just how big this potential move could be. Maxx was drafted in the 4th round back in 2019 by the Raiders, and since then, he has proven himself to be one of the most relentless pass rushers in the NFL. He's not just a guy who racks up sacks. He brings an unmatched motor and tenacity that frustrates quarterbacks week in and week out. His relentless pursuit, ability to bend around the edge, and high football IQ have made him a cornerstone of the Raiders' defense, and his rise has been meteoric. If you've seen highlights of Maxx Crosby in action, you know he's got that explosive first step and the kind of hustle that keeps him in the backfield, swarming cubes and creating chaos. Simply put, he's a nightmare for offensive lines, and having him on your side means the pressure on opposing offenses never lets up. On the flip side, the Dallas Cowboys have been searching for a pass rush solution for a while now. They have incredible talent on offense, arguably one of the best offenses in the league, but their defense, particularly the pass rush, has been a glaring weakness that's held them back from making a deep playoff run. Sure, they have DeMarcus Lawrence, who's been a solid presence, and rising star Micah Parsons who can do it all. But the Cowboys haven't consistently been able to generate enough pressure to keep the opposition honest. The lack of consistent pressure has allowed opposing quarterbacks way too much time in the pocket, and that's put extra pressure on their secondary, which has sometimes struggled to hold up. Dallas's front office knows this, and they've been looking for a true game changer at the edge rusher position, someone who can not only bring the heat, but also bring that star power and leadership. Enter Maxx Crosby. So when Maxx Crosby recently sat down for an interview, and I'm talking about a candid, off-the-cuff kind of chat, his comments about the Cowboys immediately caught everyone's attention. He didn't outright say he was leaving the Raiders, nor did he confirm any deal, but his words hinted at something bigger than just rumors. He talked about the Cowboys with a surprising amount of respect and even excitement. He said things like, "The Cowboys are a legendary franchise with a city that lives and breathes football. The fans expect greatness, and that kind of pressure and ambition is exactly the environment I thrive in." Now, this is not the typical non-answer you hear from players trying to dodge questions about their future. This was more like planting a flag and saying, "Hey, if the stars align, I see myself fitting right in there." That phrasing sent Cowboys fans into a frenzy because it suggested there's genuine interest on both sides. Now, think about the implications of this. Maxx Crosby coming to Dallas isn't just a small piece in the puzzle, it could be a seismic shift for the Cowboys' defense. Imagine him lining up alongside DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. That front three would be one of the most fearsome pass rush combinations in the entire NFL. Opposing quarterbacks would have to make decisions in seconds, and that kind of pressure can flip entire games. We've seen over and over how a dominant pass rush can carry a defense, change momentum, and ultimately lead to championships. This trio would bring pressure, versatility, and the ability to disrupt offensive game plans like never before. But it's not just about the on-field impact. there's also the cultural fit to consider. Maxx Crosby is known for his competitive fire, his leadership, and his no-quit attitude. Those intangibles are exactly what the Cowboys need as they push to get back to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are a franchise built on tradition and high expectations, and players who come to Dallas know they're entering a pressure cooker environment where the fans and the media expect excellence every single week. Crosby's attitude and mindset seem to align perfectly with that, and that makes this more than just a football move. It's a statement. It says, Dallas is serious about building a championship defense, and we're going to bring in guys who can match the intensity and passion of the city. Now, obviously, all of this is still speculation, and we can't forget the Raiders' perspective here. Maxx Crosby has been the face of their defense for years. The Raiders have built around him, and losing him would be a huge blow to their defensive identity. It's not just about the sacks or the pressures, it's about leadership, continuity, and what Maxx represents to that team. The Raiders' front office knows this, and they're reportedly willing to go big in negotiations to try to keep him. That means we could be looking at a classic tug-of-war scenario. Dallas with their deep pockets and championship aspirations on one side, and the Raiders with loyalty, continuity, and a desire to keep their core intact on the other. For Maxx, this is a huge decision. It's about more than just money. It's about where he sees his career going, where he thinks he can win, and what kind of legacy he wants to build. Fan reactions have been absolutely electric across social media. Cowboys fans are already envisioning a defense that can dominate the NFC East and beyond, with Crosby in the mix. You've seen the tweets, people hyped about finally having a pass rusher who can change the game, and worried about how this would shake up the division. Raider fans, meanwhile, are conflicted. Some hope the team can keep him. Others fear the loss of their star edge rusher could set the franchise back years. The meme game alone has exploded, with jokes about Jerry Jones swooping in to steal one of their best players, and fans joking that Dallas is turning into the ultimate sack factory. All this chatter underscores how much Maxx Crosby means to both fan bases and the league as a whole. So, what happens next? This offseason just got a whole lot more interesting. We'll be watching every development, every press conference, and every insider report for clues about whether Maxx Crosby's comments turn into reality. If the Cowboys do manage to sign him, it could be the biggest defensive acquisition we've seen in years, a move that could redefine the entire NFC landscape. For Maxx, it's a chance to take his game to the next level on a big stage with a team that's hungry for a championship. In the meantime, all eyes are on the negotiations. Will the Raiders dig deep to keep their star? Or will the allure of playing in Dallas, in front of one of the most passionate fan bases in the world, and the chance to join a team built to win sway Maxx's decision? Whatever happens, one thing is clear. Maxx Crosby has put the Cowboys on notice with his words, and the NFL world is watching closely. This story is far from over, and as it unfolds, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll be right here breaking it down for you every step of the way. So, what do you think? Is Maxx Crosby the missing piece Dallas needs to finally get over the hump? Or should the Raiders do whatever it takes to keep their defensive star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this debate is just heating up. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more exclusive NFL news, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video with all the latest updates from the NFL world. Until then, stay safe, stay hyped, and keep loving football.